Welcome to Local Matters. I'm Elizabeth Shanahan-Jewett. Let's get started. The Plymouth Harbor breakwater was constructed to provide safe anchorage for moored boats and to protect the harbor. But the jetty, as it's commonly called, is also 3,500 feet of options for ways to get away from it all, just steps away from downtown Plymouth. Watch in this piece produced by Max Berger. During the 19th century, the Bradford family of Duxbury were prominent and active in the social movements of the time, including transcendentalism, anti-slavery, vegetarianism, and alternative medicine. Their equally prominent neighbors were the Westons, a dynasty begun in 1764, when Ezra, King Caesar Weston I, established the Great Western Shipbuilding Firm. On November 17th, from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m., join the Duxbury Rural and Historical Society at the Drew Archival Library for History and Fiction, the Westons and the Bradfords. Historians Patrick Brown and Carolyn Ravenscroft will discuss these well-known families and their ties in the community. Victoria J. Coe is a local author whose fictional adventure story about King Caesar's grandson, titled Ezra and the Mouse, The Search for Lafayette, will also be present to discuss her process in writing this book. Both Ezra and the Mouse and Patrick Brown's publication, King Caesar of Duxbury, will be available for purchase and author signings at this event. This presentation is free, but registration is required as room capacity is limited. To reserve your spot, visit duxburyhistory.org. Philosophers, artists, sports figures, and world leaders can be sources of inspiration. But it's the more anonymous lives, the people in our own worlds, that affect and inspire us the most. Next up is Melissa Matinzi, who answered the question asked by the local scene. Who inspires you?
The biggest inspiration I have are my parents. My dad was a teacher and my mom was a nurse. And they were both in the Air Force and met when they were stationed overseas. And it always amazes me that they met that way. Since my mom was from Plymouth and my dad from Texas, there really wasn't any other way they could have met. My mom, being a nurse, had this inherent care for others. Whether they were patients or family or friends, she was happy to help. If they were sick or if they needed support, she was there for them. She was also kind and gentle, but also adventurous and strong. And she had a great sense of humor and always enjoyed sharing stories and having a good laugh. My dad, as a teacher, loved history. When he was researching our family tree, he would bring me along when he was searching for our ancestors in local cemeteries. And he loved piecing together the documents to put together the story of where we came from. And our house was just filled with books on all different subjects. The Civil War, American history, European history, mythology. And it's through those books that I developed my appreciation of Shakespeare and love of Greek mythology. And to this day, I love having books around me and just being able to pick one up and learn something new from it. And they obviously both love to travel. They would always share stories of where they were stationed and the countries and cities they were able to visit and what they had learned about the cultures and the people. Growing up, we always took trips, locally, regionally, or across country. And this is something that still interests me and that I share with my family. You're able to learn so much, to see where history intersects with where we are today, to understand so much more of our place in the world. One of the things that they instilled in me from a young age is that education and being educated is important, and it's an ongoing process throughout your life. It gets you to where you need to go. It opens your minds to new thoughts and opinions, and it gives you a foundation for who you are. But most important, they believed that people mattered. Being in their professions where you put others above self, where you teach and care for others, that carried over into our home life. I think I inherently grew up with a sense of giving beyond yourself, with an undercurrent that runs through your life, that there's more than just you in the world, that your actions and your involvement in your community, no matter how big or small, can make an impact. And I think that's true with all of us. And my hope is that this is what I could pass along to my children, that no matter who you are, we all matter and we can all impact our world.
Thank you, Melissa. If you're interested in coming into the studio to record the story of your greatest inspiration, whether it's a person in your life, a work of art, or someone famous, email us at thelocalscene@pactv.org. We will be booking slots beginning in January of 2022. Are you getting close to eligibility for Medicare? There are so many enrollment options and decisions to make. It can be confusing, and the Duxbury Senior Center has designed a webinar to inform and help you be confident in your healthcare choices and coverage. On November 17th from 10 to 11 a.m., sign on to Planning for Medicare with Blue Cross Blue Shield. Visit the Duxbury Senior Center website to register. What is Cosmic Smash Booking? It's both an art and a craft, a writing journal and an art journal wrapped into one. You start with a composition notebook, which you then deconstruct, crumple, inscribe, and decorate in a no-stress, no-holds-barred way that allows you to take a break from thoughts of having to be perfect and embrace just being you. The Plymouth Public Library invites you to join artist Isabella Rose on November 23rd and 30th for a two-part session of Cosmic Smash Booking, both dates running from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Let your creativity loose with pens, paints, stamps, stencils, magazines, glitter, yarn, and ephemera. Anything goes. Leave your stress, worries, inner judge and critic at the door as you welcome your inner artist out to play, regardless of any art or writing experience you may or may not have. Register via the Plymouth Public Library website. Everyone needs help sometimes, and food pantries can help make life easier for those in need. Julie Thompson spoke with Peg Struzik of the Pembroke Firehouse Pantry, which in partnership with the Greater Boston Food Bank supplies members of Pembroke and area communities with fresh, nutritious meals.
Peg, thank you so much for joining us today. The Pembroke Soup Connection, which is also known as the Firehouse Pantry, has been around for how long?
We started the Soup Connection in 2015 and moved to a full pantry in 2016, Veterans Day 2016.
Excellent. And you literally are out of an old firehouse in Pembroke, which is really a cool location.
Yeah, it's still an active call station.
Yep.
And we're probably the only pantry that has 2 fire trucks in it.
That's
Yeah.
true. I
But
bet you are.
The town has been great.
Yeah.
The fire department, Bob and weave around us over
Yeah.
there. So it's
That's
been a
wonderful.
great part.
That's wonderful. Now, how many people besides you, and I know your daughter is very actively involved, actually does it take to run and manage this?
We have a great group, a crew of 5 guys who go over and pick our groceries up once a week down in New Bedford. They take the truck down, pick up 3 to 4 tons of groceries, bring it all back. And then a bunch of us, there's probably 15 volunteers that have been there from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And we show up on Wednesdays, help them unload the truck, break down the large packages of food into smaller packages.
Yeah.
And that's what we do on Wednesdays.
And how often can people go visit the pantry to actually get food?
Pembroke, our residents are allowed to come once a week. We have Tuesdays and Thursdays that they can come in. Anyone from outside who is already enrolled in our pantry, we have a certain number of spots for outsiders because we are strictly supported by the town of Pembroke.
Yes.
And so in the beginning, we were servicing anybody who came through the door, but as things get tighter and the food gets more expensive, that impacts the budget. So all of our out-of-town seats are currently full. So you're not enrolling any more out-of-towners this time.
Okay. Now, how many families or people do you actually serve in the course of a year?
Oh, well, every month we account for our groceries with the Greater Boston Food Bank through the number of bags we give out.
Okay.
But every month we have to record how many different people we saw, how many different households. It's hard to say. Last year we did 8,990 pounds of groceries that came in through our door. Yeah.
Wow.
And most of it.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Most of it during COVID, we were picking up anywhere from 3 to 4 tons a week, and we were giving that out every week.
So it's all gone. Every week you literally deplete it. Because...
Not since COVID. That's how COVID was. Right now because of the supply chains, we have a lot of back stock. We've made sure that we're, up on the canned goods and up on that stuff. But the supply chain has affected the Greater Boston Food Bank in the fact that during COVID, they couldn't get volunteers to come in. They couldn't let volunteers come in and help break down donations from different places. So it's basically a shopping list that we get every week. We don't get the extras. We don't get to choose the extra great big boxes of cookies that you get for $7 and get about $100 worth of cookies in them. Those are not available. It's what they call surplus boxes.
Yep.
Those are no longer available. So it's basically the food chain has hurt the variety of food.
Reasons,
not the amount, but the variety of
Sure. So aside from getting from the Boston Food Bank, you clearly take donations. You get donations of food and goods, and
we do.
You also take money donations. What is the biggest need you have, and how can people help in the best way?
Right now, a lot of companies, a lot of the wonderful businesses in Pembroke throw food drives all the time.
Yeah.
They give us, they help us with the baking goods. They help us with snacks for the kids, juice boxes, cookies, things like that we can no longer get from the Greater Boston Food Bank.
Okay. Now, I noticed, like over the summer, the BBC had a fundraiser for you, and they raised upward of $4,000.
They did, yes. It was their 16th anniversary, and they threw a party for the pantry.
Which was great. Which was fabulous.
Which was amazing.
That's wonderful. That's another Pembroke business, like you said, that's supporting you. You also, just this past weekend, had a craft fair. Can you tell me how that went?
Yeah. We had a great vendor fair. Julie Caruso and Maddie and Kathy Hassey were the people who took that and ran with that. And it was done at the Knights of Columbus on 53. And it was amazing. It was packed the whole day. It was so much fun. PJ, the DJ, was there. He was giving out raffle lottery tickets. And we had a autographed Ray Bork jersey shirt that was donated to us from President Titanium, and we just raised, the shirt alone raised enough money to buy 30 tons of groceries.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's
Yeah,
wonderful.
and the pantry, I mean, the fundraiser was just great. There's
And
so
so-
many people who just come and give to the pantry. It's
Yeah.
truly, it truly is amazing what the people in this town, how much they give.
Right.
Lila Lane does the light supply display. It starts on Thanksgiving, ends Christmas Eve, and they just bring us truckloads and truckloads of food. Last year, we had problems getting meat for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So Mike Falco and the Secret Santa group, and Mike heard about it, and the alumni heard about it, and David Boyle heard about it, and they all got together, and the day of the Christmas giveaway, they just brought in tons of hams and
Yeah.
milks, and
Yeah.
Josh Cutler got us connections with Cisco, and it was just good.
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
Like you said, it's community helping community
It's-
constantly,
it is.
which is wonderful. And it would be nowhere
Yeah.
without the volunteers that actually make this engine
No,
run. And now,
We have a great program with the COA that the COA set up. They contact COA and Pam Blades and a couple of volunteers from the pantry. The COA got in touch with everybody in town who's housebound.
Mhm.
And they're on our program, and they get a call every Tuesday of the list of groceries we have. They choose what they want, and then someone from the COA comes, we fill the bags, COA comes, picks them up, and actually physically goes in and puts the groceries away for the
wow.
seniors. But that's important because that way they get twice during the week they're contacted. They
right.
get a phone call
Yeah.
and a house visit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Which is
that's
crucial.
one of my favorite
Yeah.
programs.
So you
And
kill
we have
two
enough-
birds with one stone, really, with that, which is wonderful. Now, for
Yeah, and we have another program with Maria Youth did the adult education program, the kids with special needs.
yeah,
Once they become adults, they go on to her program, and they come to our pantry every Wednesday and help us unload the groceries. We have one kid who came to us completely, wasn't speaking. He was just, and now he's running, he's filling bags, he's taking things out, it's amazing.
Yeah.
They come down and they pick out someone to mentor him, and he's been with us now for 3 years.
oh, that's great.
It's a great little place. It's a great little place.
That's great. Now, Thanksgiving's coming up in November 18th. You're going to have some meals for Thanksgiving?
We do our pantry giveaway. We call it the Thanksgiving pantry. That'll be done from 2 to 6 on the 18th, the Thursday before Thanksgiving.
That's wonderful. And people can send donations. Clearly, that's something that you could always use, donations of
Yeah.
money that you can turn around and buy what you need to buy at any specific time.
Anything we pay for from the Boston Food Bank, we pay 29 cents a pound.
Wow. Wow, that's terrific. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Peg, thank you so much. Thank you for what you're doing
Well,
and
thank
what
you.
all
Thank
of
you
you are
for this
doing.
opportunity.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
And
you.
keep going. Community's everything. Thank you so much.
We will. Okay. Thank you, Julie.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Important work. Thank you, Peg and Julie. If you're local and in need or know of a family that could use the Firehouse Pantry services, visit their website at pembrokefirehousepantry.com. On Friday, November 19th at 7 p.m., kick off your Thanksgiving celebration with Seasons of Renewal, a special concert performed by the Plymouth Philharmonic Orchestra. Conducted by Stephen Kuridianis, concert highlights include acclaimed violinist Irina Moreșanu, who will join the Phil in Vivaldi's The Four Seasons, and music penned by American composers, Whirl by Christina Spinay, depicting the chaos of severe weather, George Gershwin's bluesy, delicate lullaby, and William Grant Still's Dances of Panama. This special concert, sponsored by the Town of Plymouth Promotions Fund in partnership with America's Hometown Thanksgiving Celebration, will take place at Memorial Hall in Plymouth. For tickets and more information, visit plymouthphil.org. America's Hometown Thanksgiving Parade is back. This year, for the first time in its 25-year history, the pageantry marking the 400th anniversary of Thanksgiving will be aired live and exclusively on WCVB Channel 5. Both the new Center 5 Eye Opener team and the afternoon team will be at the parade as it weaves its way through downtown Plymouth and its historic waterfront after a year's hiatus due to the pandemic. This year, the parade route is reversed. Opening ceremonies begin at the Plymouth waterfront at 9 a.m. on Saturday, November 20th, and at 10 a.m. step off at Plymouth Rock, continuing around Water Street to Court Street and ending at the corner of Court and Nelson Street. One of the top-ranked Thanksgiving parades in the nation. The lineup will feature local musical acts, high school marching bands, drum and bugle corps, military bands in honor of our country's military personnel and veterans, and of course, the beautifully decorated floats celebrating every period of American history. An encore showing of the parade will air on WCVB on Thanksgiving morning at 9 a.m. To learn more, visit usathanksgiving.com. And for your after Thanksgiving Day plans, shake off your post-Thanksgiving food coma by participating in the 2021 Turkey Trot and Waddle, hosted this year by Wildlands Trust. Check-in begins at 10 a.m. on November 26th at the Davis Douglas Farm in Plymouth, when Wildlands staff and volunteers will provide you with your group name and start time. Trotters and waddlers will leave in intervals to travel an approximately 2-mile course set in the Embry Preserve. For your post-walk enjoyment, snacks and beverages will be provided at Davis Douglas Farm. Participants must register in advance, be fully vaccinated, and sign the Wildlands Trust COVID-19 liability waiver for outdoor programs virtually. Visit the Wildlands Trust website to register. And visit pactv.org/thelocalscene for more of what's good and good to know in our area. That's this episode of Local Matters. From all of us at PACTV, have a safe and happy week. We will see you next time. Thank you for watching. We are grateful for your attention. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe to The Local Scene here and share everywhere. Thank you, friends.